What if I told you that Google knows your personality better through your search history than astrology ever could through your birth chart? Here's the thing that'll blow your mind. Every time you check your horoscope on an app, you're feeding a machine learning algorithm that's getting scary good at predicting human behavior. The same technology that recommends your Netflix shows is now telling you about your love life based on where Mars was when you were born. We're living in a world where ancient star wisdom meets modern data science, and the results are freaking people out. Silicon Valley has turned the zodiac into code, and suddenly astrology is more accurate than it's ever been in human history. But here's the question that's keeping scientists up at night. Are we discovering that the universe really is one giant algorithm, or are we just getting better at reading the patterns we've always been creating ourselves? Part 1. The Astrology Data Mining Gold Mine. Your birth chart contains more raw data about your personality than your social media profiles, browsing history, and shopping habits combined. But here's what most people don't realize about this cosmic database. Every placement in your chart is essentially a compressed psychological file that contains information about behaviors you might not even know you have yet. The ancient astrologers were basically creating the world's first personality profiling system, and now we can hack it like any other data set. So how do you extract the hidden patterns from your own astrological data? This first technique out of 10 will completely change how you see yourself. Instead of reading your birth chart like a fortune cookie, you're going to reverse engineer it like a computer programmer debugging code. Take each planetary placement and treat it like a data point. Write down what each placement supposedly means about your personality. Then spend 1 week tracking your actual behavior patterns and emotional responses. The magic happens when you cross-reference these two data sets. You'll discover personality traits and behavioral patterns that your conscious mind has been completely blind to. This isn't about believing in astrology anymore. This is about using astrological frameworks as psychological excavation tools to uncover the hidden algorithms running your subconscious mind. Part 2. The algorithmic confirmation bias trap. Every astrology app on your phone is basically a sophisticated psychological manipulation machine designed to keep you scrolling and clicking. These platforms use the same addictive engagement algorithms as social media, but they're feeding you personalized predictions instead of cat videos. The scary part is how good they've gotten at telling you exactly what you want to hear while making you think it's cosmic wisdom. But there's a way to turn this digital manipulation into actual self-awareness. Here's the second technique that will break you free from algorithmic astrology addiction. Most people use one astrology app and unconsciously filter out any predictions that don't match their expectations. This creates a dangerous feedback loop where you're only getting information that confirms what you already believe about yourself. Instead, download 3 different astrology apps that use different systems and algorithms. For the next month, read all 3 predictions every day and keep a simple log of which predictions actually happen versus which ones just feel emotionally satisfying to read. You'll quickly discover that most astrology apps are just sophisticated mood validation systems. The predictions that actually come true are usually the ones that push you outside your comfort zone or challenge your existing beliefs. This experiment will teach you to distinguish between real cosmic patterns and digital manipulation. Once you can spot the difference, you'll never fall for algorithmic confirmation bias again. Part 3. Cosmic pattern recognition as life optimization. Your personal energy levels, mood swings, and productivity cycles aren't random chaos happening to you. They're following predictable patterns that correlate with planetary movements in ways that would make any data scientist jealous. The problem is that most people never bother to track their own patterns, so they miss the cosmic rhythm that could optimize their entire life. But once you learn to spot these cycles, You'll never make another important decision at the wrong time again. This third technique turns you into a human algorithm that can predict your own optimal timing for everything. Stop waiting for generic horoscopes to tell you when to take action. Start tracking your own energy patterns against planetary movements and create a personalized life rhythm system. For the next 3 months, rate your energy, mood, and productivity on a scale of 1 to 10 every single day. Note the current moon phase and any major planetary aspects happening that day. Most people think this sounds complicated, but you're literally just creating a simple spreadsheet with 4 columns. After 3 months, you'll start seeing patterns that will blow your mind. You'll discover that you consistently make better decisions during certain moon phases, have more energy when specific planets are in particular signs, and experience mood dips that correlate with predictable astrological events. This isn't superstition anymore. This is personal data analysis that gives you a competitive advantage over everyone who's flying blind through life without understanding their own cosmic operating system. Part 4. The universe's programming language. Planetary aspects work exactly like if-then statements in computer programming. When Mars squares your natal Venus, it's basically the universe running a specific code sequence that affects your relationships and financial decisions in predictable ways. Most people experience these cosmic programs running in the background of their lives without ever learning to read the code. But once you understand the basic astrological syntax, you can predict your own optimal timing for major life decisions with scary accuracy. Here's the 4th technique that turns you into a cosmic programmer who can time their life perfectly. Every planetary aspect is essentially a conditional statement that triggers specific energies and opportunities. A trine is like a green light code that makes things flow easily. A square is like a debugging alert that creates productive tension and forces growth. An opposition is like a system conflict that requires integration and balance. Instead of checking your horoscope every day, learn to identify when major aspects are hitting your personal planets. You can use any free astrology website to look up your upcoming transits for the next 6 months. When you see a beneficial aspect approaching one of your key planets, that's your signal to schedule important conversations, job interviews, or creative projects. When you see challenging aspects coming, that's your warning to avoid making impulsive decisions and instead focus on internal preparation work. This technique works because you're working with cosmic timing instead of fighting against it. You'll stop experiencing life as a series of random events and start seeing the underlying programming that's been running your existence this whole time. Part 5. Data-driven manifestation technique. Traditional manifestation teaches you to visualize your goals and hope for the best. Astrological manifestation teaches you to time your goal setting and action taking with specific planetary energies that amplify your success rate by astronomical amounts. This isn't wishful thinking anymore. This is strategic cosmic timing that treats the universe like a database you can query for optimal results. The 5th technique combines manifestation with astrological timing data to create a success formula that actually works consistently. Most manifestation fails because people are trying to plant seeds during cosmic winter and wondering why nothing grows. Instead of setting random goals whenever you feel inspired, learn to align your manifestation work with supportive planetary cycles. New moons are cosmic reset buttons perfect for setting intentions. Full moons are energetic amplifiers perfect for taking decisive action. Venus transits supercharge anything related to money, love, and creativity. Mars transits give you unstoppable momentum for physical goals and career advancement. Jupiter transits expand whatever you focus on, making them perfect for long-term vision work. Start by identifying your next major goal, then use a free astrology calendar to find the most supportive timing for each phase of your manifestation process. Set your intention during a new moon. Take your first action steps when Mars aspects your personal planets favorably, and expect results to manifest during the full moon cycle. This approach works because you're working with cosmic energy instead of against it. You'll finally understand why some of your goals manifested effortlessly, while others felt like pushing a boulder uphill. Part 6. The Relationship Algorithm Decoder. Every relationship follows predictable patterns that can be mapped and decoded using synastry charts like compatibility algorithms. The areas where your charts clash are exactly where your biggest conflicts will happen, but they're also where your greatest growth opportunities are hiding. Most people wait for relationship problems to surface naturally, then react with surprise and drama. But you can identify and address potential issues before they become deal breakers. This sixth technique turns you into a relationship debugger who can prevent conflicts before they destroy your connections. Synastry charts show you exactly where two people's cosmic programming creates harmony or conflict. Instead of hoping for the best and dealing with problems as they arise, get synastry charts done for your most important relationships. Look for hard aspects between personal planets, especially Mars, Venus, and the Moon. These are your relationship bug reports that show you exactly where tensions will develop. But here's the genius part that most astrologers never tell you. These conflict zones aren't relationship killers. They're upgrade opportunities that show you exactly what skills you need to develop together. If your Mars squares their Venus, you know you'll clash over different approaches to love and money. Instead of fighting about it when it happens, have proactive conversations about your different styles and create systems that honor both approaches. If your moon opposes their sun, you know your emotional needs will sometimes conflict with their core identity. Instead of taking it personally when it happens, develop the communication skills to navigate these predictable tensions with grace and understanding. This technique transforms relationship conflicts from random emotional explosions into manageable technical issues that can be solved with the right communication protocols. Part 7. Breaking your astrological programming. Your birth chart isn't your destiny. It's your default programming that you can consciously override and upgrade throughout your entire life. Most people become slaves to their astrological limitations without realizing that every challenging placement is actually a growth assignment that can be mastered with the right approach. The areas where your chart shows weakness aren't cosmic punishments. They're skill development opportunities that can become your greatest strengths. This seventh technique teaches you how to consciously reprogram your personality by working against your astrological defaults. Every limitation in your birth chart represents a skill you came here to develop. If your chart shows difficulty with emotional expression, your life assignment is to become emotionally fluent. If your chart shows challenges with commitment, your growth path involves mastering long-term dedication. Instead of using your chart as an excuse for your limitations, use it as a development roadmap that shows you exactly what to work on. Identify the most challenging aspects in your chart, then create a deliberate practice routine that builds strength in those exact areas. If your Venus is afflicted and you struggle with self-worth, create daily practices that build confidence and self-love. If your Mars is weak and you avoid conflict, deliberately practice assertiveness and boundary setting. The most successful people aren't those with perfect birth charts. They're the ones who identified their cosmic weak spots and turned them into superpowers through conscious development work. Your astrological programming is just your starting point, not your final destination. Part 8. The Collective Unconscious Data Stream. Trending astrological themes aren't just cosmic weather reports. They're real-time data feeds that show you exactly what's happening in the collective human psyche before it shows up in the news, stock markets, or cultural movements. When you learn to read these cosmic trend indicators, you can anticipate major societal shifts and position yourself advantageously before the masses catch on. This eighth technique turns you into a social prophet who can predict cultural movements by reading astrological data streams. Major planetary transits affect millions of people simultaneously, creating predictable waves of collective behavior that ripple through society in measurable ways. When Pluto enters a new sign, entire industries get disrupted and rebuilt over the following decade. When Saturn changes signs, social structures and institutions get reorganized according to predictable patterns. When outer planets form hard aspects, political upheavals and economic shifts become inevitable. Instead of being surprised by social changes, start tracking major planetary movements and correlating them with real-world events. Look back at the last time each outer planet changed signs and notice what happened in politics, technology, and culture during those transition periods. Then look ahead at upcoming planetary shifts and prepare for similar themes to emerge in society. This gives you a massive advantage in career planning, investment decisions, and life positioning. You'll stop being reactive to social changes and start being proactive about positioning yourself for the opportunities that cosmic cycles create. When you can read the collective unconscious data stream, you become immune to social manipulation and media hysteria because you understand the deeper planetary patterns driving surface-level events. Part 9. Personal Cosmic Debugging. Your birth chart contains contradictory aspects that create internal conflicts, self-sabotage patterns, and psychological blind spots that keep you stuck in repetitive cycles. These aren't cosmic mistakes. They're integration challenges that force you to develop higher levels of consciousness and emotional maturity. Most people experience these contradictions as confusing personality traits that don't make sense. But when you learn to debug your cosmic programming, these conflicts become powerful sources of creativity and growth. This 9th technique teaches you how to identify and resolve the bugs in your personality programming by integrating contradictory aspects instead of letting them fight each other. Look for aspects in your chart where planets are in conflict with each other through squares, oppositions, or incompatible sign placements. These show you exactly where your internal programs are running contradictory code that creates confusion and self-sabotage. For example, if your sun is in Virgo but your moon is in Sagittarius, part of you craves detailed planning while another part needs spontaneous adventure. Instead of letting these energies fight each other, create a lifestyle that honors both needs through structured flexibility. If your Venus is in Scorpio but your Mars is in Gemini, part of you wants deep emotional intensity, while another part needs variety and mental stimulation. Instead of choosing one over the other, develop the ability to bring emotional depth to diverse experiences. The goal isn't to eliminate these contradictions. The goal is to become conscious of them and develop the integration skills that allow you to access the full spectrum of your personality without internal conflict. When you debug your cosmic programming, you stop experiencing yourself as a collection of random traits and start operating as an integrated system that can access different energies depending on what each situation requires. Part 10. Future-proofing your life algorithm. Predictive astrology isn't about fortune-telling. It's about understanding the predictable cycles of personal development that everyone experiences as outer planets trigger different phases of growth throughout their lifetime. When you learn to read your personal cosmic timeline, you can prepare for major life transitions years before they happen and position yourself to maximize every opportunity for growth and success. This final technique shows you how to map your personal development algorithm for the next decade, so you're always one step ahead of your own evolution. Your birth chart is like a personal development software program that runs different subroutines at predictable intervals throughout your life. Saturn returns happen every 29 years and force you to rebuild your life structure around authentic goals. Jupiter returns happen every 12 years and bring opportunities for expansion and new horizons. Pluto transits to personal planets trigger complete personality overhauls that can take several years to complete. Instead of being surprised by these life transitions, learn to read your upcoming transits and prepare for each phase of development before it arrives. Use any astrology website to look up your major transits for the next 10 years, focusing on when outer planets will aspect your personal planets. These show you exactly when major life changes, opportunities, and challenges will arise. When you see a Saturn transit approaching, prepare for a period of restructuring and discipline that will test your commitment to your authentic path. When you see a Jupiter transit coming, prepare for expansion opportunities that will require you to stretch beyond your current comfort zone. When you see a Pluto transit approaching, prepare for a complete transformation of whatever area of life that planet represents. This isn't about predicting specific events. This is about understanding the cosmic curriculum that's designed to help you evolve into your highest potential throughout your entire lifetime. You now have the cosmic debugging tools to reprogram your life using the universe's own operating system. These 10 techniques transform astrology from passive entertainment into active life optimization technology. The question isn't whether astrology works anymore. The question is whether you'll use these cosmic algorithms to upgrade your existence or keep running on autopilot like everyone else. The universe has been sending you data this whole time. Now you finally know how to read it.